So Sam is asking, wondering about posting videos on LinkedIn on Fridays. I have heard that Tuesday to Thursday in the morning is the best time to post videos. But if everyone knows this, then no one is posting on Fridays. Thoughts? All right, thanks, Sam. Good question. So there's a lot of stuff about when should I post my content. And I think that, I don't think there's any one right answer to that. You can look up some interesting resources in terms of when is the best time to post. So if I were researching this question, I'll share my screen here so you can see. If you're doing a video in particular on LinkedIn, which I certainly recommend, those have a lot of reach right now, that you're going to get a couple days traction out of that. So if it's a video, I think that's great. And I certainly post on Fridays and I see some action over the weekend and then again into the next week. So it's not like it totally disappears. Let's see if we can find LinkedIn. When's the best time to post to LinkedIn? Yeah. Weekends and after work hours tend to be the worst times to post on LinkedIn. That's what these guys are saying on Overlow. So that is a thought. I think you really have to test to see. And one of the ways you do that, let's see if I can pull up my LinkedIn here. So when I'm looking at my profile and just kind of how things are going and what kind of action I'm getting, I can see on my dashboard here, basically who's viewed my profile and also how many post views am I getting, right? So I think I can click and dig into that. Yeah, there we go. So I think you may have to test out a little bit there, Sam, and see which one you get the best results with. And I think that is a principle that holds true in digital marketing sort of regardless, is no one person knows the answer, no website knows the answer or anything like that. It really is a question of testing. So this one that was just a text one I did today, we got 223 views on that. The original video I did on this one, I think that was early in the week, 3 days ago, looks like 623 views. Yeah, this one that was after a talk I gave at AMA Madison, 864 views, and it was shared from somebody else. So I think that day of the week is not the only factor within this, but it is important to basically do it from your own personal account and use video whenever possible. So I don't think that's a definitive answer to your question, Sam. I don't think there is one, but it's worth testing. Really, I think the question is it getting crowded out if everyone's doing videos on those other days of the week? And I think that's certainly a possibility. I definitely recommend testing with this. The same is true when you send out emails. If you run social media ads, if you're doing that during certain days of the week, I think there's always some, what would you say, periodicity to it in terms of, is this a good time to post? Am I getting the most action on it? And I think you really have to test over time to see how that goes. So Jeff had asked earlier over email, said, I've tried several times to use my LinkedIn company page for marketing my business and have not been successful at doing that. Are there some really good instructions on how to use LinkedIn for marketing? I would sure appreciate it. Thanks for asking this one, Jeff. So like we just talked about, it really is all about the personal profile. So in this question, you asked about your company page, and I can show you again, I'll pull up my company page just as an example, or we could look at some other ones. So when I'm posting updates, I'm doing it from my personal account as me, because that's really what the LinkedIn algorithm seems to really privilege. That's what shows up, versus I do have a Get Found Madison company page. And frankly, I don't even post all my updates on there. So this video I did about, hey, come join for this very office hours, I didn't even put them on the company page because I've seen in the past that we get, this was even I sponsored this one and we still got 183 video views. So that was with paying from the company page. Video views total on another one, 6 views. So you saw kind of earlier, I was getting the hundreds of views when I'm posting videos to my personal page, and we're getting pretty much jack squat when we post to the company page. Now, bigger companies may have more followers, but even then, all the followers don't see all the comments. So I really think you need to build a personal brand around that. And depending on the size of your company, that may seem awkward or something like that. I think in this case, Jeff, you might be, you're the president, so certainly you can lead that effort up, and you can be the face of your organization. So a lot of people have been, this kind of raises the question on who do I connect with in my link and my network when people are asking to connect with me. So in general, I'm pretty open to connecting to other people. If they start spamming me, I'll remove them. But in general, if I've heard a good guideline, which is if people are in my region, if they're in my industry, if they're in industries I'm interested in, it's fair game to connect. And so part of the idea now is you're not just connecting, you're not just building up your LinkedIn network for, you know, potential jobs or potential business opportunities. It's sort of this marketing publishing piece too. And so when you're connected with people and they interact with your content, you have a chance to basically push your content out. And right now, video is really playing there. So it's okay to post to your company page, but don't expect a lot of views from that. You really need to do it from your own personal page, and you'll see much better results. And again, once you post to your personal page, it's really best to have a video. In addition to having a video, I strongly recommend you use captions at the bottom. It can take a while to create these, but I'll show you what I do just because it's a couple steps and it could be of interest. So I use this tool called spext.co, spext.co. And after I record my video, I can actually upload it here. And I do pay, I think it's 10 cents a minute or something like that, and it auto transcribes it. So for this one, the video that announced these office hours, I actually just uploaded the video here. It took a few minutes, and then it actually created these captions right here. And so there may be a few things wrong. So my name's a little interesting, E-A-G-A-N. It's often just E-G-A-N, so I have to correct that. So I do read through it, and if I want, I can even hit play.
Thank you for GitFound Madison. I find a lot of people are still having trouble with digital marketing.
So you can actually listen to the audio and see the captions it created. And then when you're ready, you're actually able to export to an SRT file. And so that way, when you go to post your video, I'll show you an example here. So once the video is loaded there, you hit the pencil and it asks you for a video caption file, and it's saying SRT file. So from that, I can actually upload this export here. I'll zoom in so you can see a little better. Oops, a little too much there. So we export SRT file. So you can set up a specs.co account and you put in some credits and you say, here's, you know, I'm putting in whatever is it, 25, 50 bucks, whatever it is. And then you've got credits toward that. I think you can even do 10 or 15 bucks or whatever it is. And you've got credits for the number of minutes that you're transcribing. So this is a great way to get the actual text to appear. And that way, basically, when people are scrolling through and they've got the sound off, which is quite likely, they'll actually see what you're saying. So that SRT file puts in the captions. So between those things, posting to your personal page, using video, and then including a caption file, you'll be many cuts above the rest in terms of doing things that other people are not taking the time to do. So I strongly recommend that. All right, I'm hopping back over. If you're in the Zoom meeting, all right, I see another Q&A. Chrissy, thank you. How important is it to have a business page on LinkedIn if you're an independent contractor? So she's a realtor in a local brokerage. So this is a great theme today because we're sticking with LinkedIn, right? So I really don't think the business page is that important, Chrissy. In this scenario, I think you can be the personal brand. And so in terms of building up your equity for your marketing, I would really focus on your personal page. LinkedIn is really great for B2B. It can be good for B2C too if you're kind of building a personal brand and building your connections and things like that. So I'm not saying you shouldn't use it, Chrissy. That's correct, she's B2C. Okay. So I think it's a great place to share content like that. And I know that around that whole category of buying a house, selling a house, everything in between, I know that you have a lot of specialized knowledge that someone like me who's still renting does not. So you can be sharing that, or someone who wants to upgrade their house, or et cetera, et cetera. There's all kinds of information that you have that other people do not have. So I really encourage you to share that. And if you can do that in video, that's great. For you, I think it might make sense to also be doing that, you know, on Facebook and Instagram and other channels like that. YouTube, not necessarily. YouTube, I think, is really more for, you know, your marketing nationally, internationally, et cetera. If you're doing just organic videos, then I think we're looking at social media. I think you're doing the right things with LinkedIn. And I would say, let's throw in some Facebook and Instagram. And if you're able to go live and give your tips on screen, so you're actually holding up your smartphone and you could be on site somewhere or whatever it is, and you're just kind of going through some tips, the questions that you're answering all the time, that's valuable information. So you can build trust and do content marketing that way. I'm sure you understand that. How important is it to have a business page on LinkedIn if you are an independent contractor, a realtor selling B2C? I don't think you need to worry about it, Chrissy, but I always recommend building up your own profile and connections. Chrissy says, perfect, thanks. I recently got done teaching a class called My Digital Marketing Mastery, and I have an online version and I have an in-person version. We're about to launch it again. We're shooting for March 15. So one of the things, so in the class, you can kind of see the course menu here. It's on mydigitalmarketingmastery.com. We kind of go through all the different channels, right? And one of the things the students asked me was, the marketers and entrepreneurs who were in the class, was, how do we choose channels? How do we even know where we should be marketing? So I came up with a presentation that talks about that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Here's kind of the channels as I think about them. So use Google organic search, or SEO. You want to show up on Google. If you find that there's existing demand for what you do, people are Googling what you do. It's a moment in time search. People might do research before they buy. And if you find that Google ad clicks are too expensive, you don't want to do pay-per-click, then this can be a good option. And if you have a lot of time to put in on blogging and earning links and working on your website, then this is a great option. It does take longer. It takes 4 to 18 months. I'm going to skip the plan part because we're going to get in the weeds if we do all that. Google Ads, so same idea. How do we show up on Google when people are searching for what we do or what we offer? Again, same idea. If we find out through our keyword research, you can actually go to getfoundmadison.com. I'll show you real quick. getfoundmadison.com/keyword-research. Keyword research. I got a whole post on exactly how you do all this. All right, so check it out. It's on the Get Found Madison blog. It's just getfoundmadison.com/keyword research. So when you do that, you can actually find out how many times a month your services are searched for, or products. So if people are doing moment in time searches and you need results faster than 14 to 18 months, then Google Ads is a great option. You pay per click, and so you need to be profitable in terms of, say it's $5 a click and you pay for 10 clicks and you get a lead out of that. That's a $50 sale, right? If I said that right, $5 a click, 10 clicks. So 1 in 10 converted, that means your cost per lead was $50. And if you make a lot more money from your leads than that, then that's a great option. All right, so what I set up, so the different services we offer, like SEO, Google Ads, website analytics, social media marketing, etc. That one could even be a Facebook ads one, or whatever we want to call it. It's basically, if I'm running Google ads for someone who does Facebook ads, if that makes sense, if someone's Googling for a Facebook ad agency, I want to take them right to a page specifically about that. I do not want to take them to the homepage, because the homepage is about all kinds of other things. So that's kind of the idea there. You really need good landing pages that match exactly what people are searching for. Facebook and Instagram ads. And again, I really focus on the paid side of social media, just because when you're posting organically on Facebook, you're not getting very much reach these days, and it's been that way for a while. So I really think you need to run ads if you want to get some significant attention on Facebook or Instagram. So if you're targeting consumers, B2C, that's perfect. You're targeting by demographics, interest, you're remarketing to people who already visited your site, or if you have a nice big email or customer list, you can upload that and you can say, Facebook, use your algorithm to find me lookalikes, find me other people like this. If you can have visual content with good images, or even better, a video, that's great. And again, you really need to be able to convert from mobile. And so if you ever want to see what your page looks like on mobile, let's go back to my Facebook social media marketing page. If I'm in Chrome, you can actually do this from desktop. So you go Chrome, View, Developer. I go to Developer Tools, and I can actually see get at least a little preview of what the website looks like on different mobile devices. So let's do iPhone 10, for example. You can see it's at least responsive. Things have been rejiggered, but it's not necessarily knocking you out. So maybe we need to do some work here to get some of the images or the video above the fold. So that's something to look at, so we see that sooner. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is when most people, if they're using Facebook or Instagram, they're using their smartphone. So it can really, you really want to make sure you've got a good page you're bringing people to where they can convert right from that, become a lead. LinkedIn ads. So if you can afford to pay a lot for clicks, definitely probably $5 to $15 and more, this can be a good one. If you're doing B2B, and what I really love is you can target by industry. So if you're going after particular industries, particular job titles, specific companies, that's for you. And then the organic LinkedIn is what we've talked about a good amount today. So if you can really create good content, particularly video content, and take the time to put in the captions, this is a great option right now. So if you're doing B2B, or if you're trying to build a personal brand, even if you're B2C, that's a really good place to be right now. people in your company, you or people in your company are well connected on LinkedIn, or you can be well connected. So it's good to connect to a lot of people, actively go out and add people. And yep, you're building a personal brand. So use YouTube ads if you're local. So I think if you're going to use YouTube for local marketing, the ads are where it's at. It's not necessarily posting your videos because, again, that's a much broader audience, but you can run ads locally on YouTube. And it's something I think you should really think about. Clients we've worked with that are doing this are seeing a couple cents a view. So if it gets to 30 seconds, then you pay a couple cents. So it can often be worth it. Younger buyers is good, but even under 45 is pretty good. And then even if you're targeting older people, I would still recommend checking out YouTube ads. I'm pretty excited about those. B2C is great. B2B can work too. Remarketing to people who left your site. So if you have a longer sales cycle and people don't convert right away and they need to see a little more, you can set up your audiences to bring people back if they came to your website and left. So basically you do that in Google Analytics and you connect that to Google ads, and then you connect Google ads to YouTube ads. And so you can say, hey, YouTube, I've got people that left my site. I want them to see a video and learn a little more. Sam, again, I consult B2B. I disagree with a lot of the talking heads online right now saying that Facebook is hot. Reach out on Facebook as often on LinkedIn, and that's for B2B, right, Sam? So I feel like Facebook is for personal use, LinkedIn is for business use. What do you think about targeting prospects on Facebook in a B2B realm? Do you think it's a turnoff for these folks? I do. Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Sam. I will say for ads, so again, I run a digital marketing agency, and it's pretty normal for me to see ads on Facebook. Let's see if we can hop on and see some. I think that can be appropriate because I'm a digital marketer. I think it probably depends on the audience. Let's just see what we got here. So this one right here, Rev. Remember how we were just talking about transcription? So I use spext.co, but here's another one. It's another service that transcribes your videos. So somehow Rev knows to target me, and this is a B2B target, right? They know to target me that I'm a digital marketing agency or whatever, and I'm making online videos, and they have they did some targeting to figure out that I need transcription for the videos I'm making online. So I think ads can be okay B2B on Facebook, and that's basically what I'm seeing when I go on Facebook. But I think you're absolutely right, Sam, in terms of outreach and things like that. Not really appropriate and probably a turnoff for B2B. So thanks for asking that one. But thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more. And I'm happy to answer people's digital marketing questions Thursdays at 3:30. All right. Thanks a lot.